Hello everyone and welcome to Post to Post. My name's Neil. Thank you so much for joining me today. I love getting back into the series, doing the ranking of every single NHL team's jersey history. I've done, I think, maybe 9 or 10 so far, so we're still not even at the halfway mark, but that's kind of the exciting point because there's so many awesome teams in history just to go through, and I'm pretty excited for it. And the LA Kings have a very interesting jersey history of their own, lots of different colors. And then certain spans of years where there's really not much color, so they've definitely dabbled in both the black and white or monochrome scale and also the color scale. So it's going to be interesting to go through this because they have some doozies as well. All right, so there's 13 jerseys here I have ranked, and I have intentionally left out some. For example, the jersey in behind there, that dark one that's down there. That is Reebok, and it's basically identical to their Adidas version. I didn't include both of those. They're so similar that I just included one. So just so you know, not every single jersey variation is in this ranking. It's just a general design. So just a heads up. So there's 13 of them. Let's get this going. In 13th position, last place, I have ranked the 1995 Burger King jersey. I mean, I'll say this, okay? If this came back in Adidas, I would buy it just for the memes. Just for the memes, I would buy it. Kind of like that Anaheim one, that reverse retro. But as a jersey by itself, regardless of the memes or regardless of bringing it back for nostalgia reasons, it is so ugly. It is a disgusting jersey. And it definitely deserves to be at the bottom, in my opinion. And just for the record, I can't use literal photos of a lot of these jerseys because of copyright, so I'm just using these mock-ups. I apologize for the low quality of them. In 12th position, one of the most recent ones, the 2020 Stadium Series jersey. The Colorado one grew on me quite a bit, but the more I looked at this LA one, the more it didn't. It just basically stayed where it did when I initially saw it, and that was, I don't think I like that. I liked the uniform, I would say. I liked the chrome helmet. That was really cool. But the jersey itself, it was a bit of a miss for me. I feel like they could have done better, but if they had have, maybe we wouldn't have seen the reverse retro that I'm wearing, and we'll get to that. Number 11, I have put the 2011 jersey, which is basically the white one now. Their away jersey in Adidas. The mock-up or the image that I'm showing is the Reebok version. So around 2011 is kind of when that came in. 2008, in a number 10 position, we've got the home version, the dark version of that, which again is basically the same in Adidas. Number 9, I put the 2014 Stadium Series jersey. I think this jersey is basically the definition of average. The ones that we just saw previous to that, the white one and the dark one, when they first came out, I think I liked them, but the more that I saw them, I just got so used to seeing them, and they're generic as well. And this one here, the Stadium Series, just kind of feels like that same thing. It's unique because it's a Stadium Series jersey, and they only wore it once, or for I don't even know if they wore it beyond that for a couple of games for a specialty jersey. But it's above the ones I just shown, obviously, but it's still very generic to me. There's really not that much special about it other than that Stadium Series patch on the shoulder. In 8th position, I have put the 2015 Stadium Series jersey. I will say that this was ranked, if I had done this 6 months ago or maybe even further, this would have been near the bottom. I hated this jersey when it came out. I hated the uniforms even more. It looked like a painter's uniform. But I will say that since I've got the Stadium Series San Jose Sharks jersey that was sent in, which I loved regardless, I have a new appreciation for this jersey because this jersey matches the San Jose jersey in a way because they face off against each other. So the more I look at this jersey, the more I've seen it in photos, the more I've come to really appreciate it more. And I actually wouldn't mind trying to get it in my collection someday. So just slowly moving up my list. In 7th position, I've put the 1999 purple jersey. Now, we're getting into some interesting years for the LA Kings. They made a lot of changes throughout the 90s, and this was one that they brought out in 1999. And it's pretty decent. I like the color. I like the Los Angeles font along the bottom, the crown in the middle. I kind of wish that they would bring this back in Adidas. And sixth position, coming from 2008, this was, I believe, maybe a variation of their jersey from the. Maybe it was an alternate. I honestly can't remember. The truth is, I wasn't really watching a lot of hockey, and my jersey knowledge from this kind of time period is pretty weak. So, anyways, it's kind of the same jersey that we just saw, just inverted. So I do like it, and yeah, let's look up more. In fifth position, from 1998, this is when things really started to change. We got to see the purple one in the seventh position from 1999. So if you look at the bottom one, that is pretty much literally the inverse of this one with a different logo on the front. The white one is awesome. I would really love to see these come back in Adidas. I think Adidas would do a very good job on them. Now, in fourth position, we go way back to the inaugural year 1967, the original LA Kings jerseys. Very simple. Like, there is nothing crazy going on here. There's 3 stripes on the jersey. The stripes on the arms are identical. Crown in the middle. Generic collar. Like, nothing special. Just super simple. And that's what's awesome about it. I really, really like this one. In third position, the next iteration, basically, of their jerseys from 1980. The yellow one, the top one, is a bit of a miss for me, but the bottom one, I love the bottom one. I love the fact that it starts at yellow here in the collar, goes all the way over to the shoulders, and comes right down the arm to the wrist. That is fantastic. And then it loops in kind of right up by the forearm. I would pay so much money if this came back in Adidas. So much money. And in second position, I've put the 1998 kit or uniform, which is incredibly famous because of Gretzky and Kelly Rudy, Marty McSorley, and all those guys that played there. It is just in my brain so much from imagery back then. I'm a 90s kid. I grew up basically watching the Kings play in these colors, in these jerseys. So when I think Los Angeles Kings, I don't think of jerseys now. I don't think of jerseys 10 years ago. I think of these 90s LA Kings jerseys, and they're just so nostalgic to me, and they're very similar to what they use now in a way, but I'm emotionally attached to this jersey, so it is way above those ones that they currently use. So I love it. It is not pretty by any means, but it is part of like almost like fashion or culture in a way, and I really appreciate that. And at number one, I mean, if you know me, if you've been watching the channel for any amount of time recently, you would have known that I'm going to rank this one first. It's the jersey I'm wearing, the reverse retro. To me, this is the perfect, absolutely perfect, not only reverse retro, but just a jersey to represent their entire history as a brand, as a team. You've got their original colors in there, which is so amazing to see in today's NHL, to see that purple in there with the yellow. No other team is doing that. Arizona's trying with their purple, but not in this fashion, not with this specific color combination. So the Kings nailed it. The logo that they're using, which is the one that we just talked about from the 90s, that came out 1988, I believe it was. And so you're taking, I would say, their most famous logo, mixing it with their original colors, and kind of using the striping from other years as well. So it's a really, really good combination of so many things that is great about the LA Kings jersey history. And from my understanding, the reverse retro sample that they sent out to companies as their mock-up in early 2020 was shelved, and they redid it as this. So this was a bit of shock to everyone, even the people who knew the reverse retros were coming, but didn't know it was going to be this one. They were actually expecting something else, and this is what they got. And I don't know what they originally had, but this is perfect. LA Kings. Listen, I am not a Kings fan. I apologize, LA Kings, but I love this jersey so much. Like, this jersey makes me want to be an LA Kings fan. And everyone is a fan of a team for different reasons. Maybe you grew up in the city. Maybe you really like a player on the team. Maybe you just really like their colors or their logo. There's so many different reasons to cheer for a team. This jersey makes me want to be an LA Kings fan. So that is my reason. And because of this, I have literally watched more LA Kings games this year because of this jersey. So hey, maybe it's working. So I appreciate the reverse retros. I love this jersey. and I appreciate the LA Kings jersey history as a whole. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Please let me know down below in the comment section which was your favorite, which was your least favorite. If you want to do the ranking in the comments, be my guest. I read all the comments. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. Please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like button, and I'll catch you soon. Adios.